What if the person you dismissed as insignificant held the power to rewrite your destiny? Noah White was about to learn this lesson in the most humbling way. At Double Holding, where luxury suits were the uniform and cleaners faded into the background, a single woman quietly observed the chaos, and she wasn't who they thought. In a world where arrogance thrives, karma always lurks, ready to strike when least expected. Double Holding was a beacon of success, nestled high above the New York City skyline in a tower that glittered against the clouds. The executives moved about in designer suits, sleek Armani, custom-tailored Tom Ford, their polished shoes clicking against the marble floors. Each step seemed to echo their importance. Yet, amidst all this opulence, one figure stood out in stark contrast: Olivia Ferguson. Olivia pushed her worn cleaning cart with practiced care. Her faded blue uniform hung loosely on her small frame, its fraying edges a testament to years of wear. Her scuffed sneakers squeaked with every step, and her hair, hastily tied back, escaped in messy strands. She blended into the background, just as she intended. What no one knew was that Olivia was the true architect of Double Holding. Years ago, she'd handed control to her older brother, Justin Cerrone, to step back and observe how her company was being managed without the influence of her title. The answer quickly became clear. Noah White, the acting CEO, was Double Holding's poster boy for entitlement. Always impeccably dressed in tailored three-piece suits, his tie knotted with the precision of someone who knew he belonged. His cologne lingered long after he walked past, a mix of power and arrogance. Olivia watched as he paraded through the office, never sparing her or the other staff a glance. To him, she was invisible. On her first day, as she wiped the glass walls outside his sprawling office, Noah noticed her. "Hey, you!" he barked, gesturing with his diamond-encrusted watch toward a spot on the glass. "Missed a spot." Olivia turned, her lips pressed into a tight smile. "I'll get right on it," she replied softly, returning to her task. But Noah wasn't finished. "You should be grateful, you know," he added, leaning against the doorway. "Not everyone gets to work in a place like Double Holding. Don't ruin your chance." Her hands tightened around the cloth, but Olivia kept her composure. "Thank you for the advice," she said, her tone even. The days turned into weeks, and Olivia's patience was tested at every turn. Noah's condescension was relentless. When she cleaned the meeting rooms, he made comments about how a better job might be within her reach if she played her cards right. When she passed him in the hallway, he never failed to remind her of her place. "You're lucky to have this job," he said once, his voice dripping with mock sincerity. "Most people like you would kill for a shot at working near someone like me." Olivia swallowed her anger, knowing her moment would come. She wasn't just observing Noah. She was studying the entire leadership team. Miss Sienna, the head of marketing, was no better. Draped in Chanel and carrying a Hermes bag, she made it a point to remind the cleaning staff they were lucky to share the same air. "Can you be careful around my desk?" she snapped one day. "That vase cost more than your monthly paycheck." Then there was Mr. Donald, the head of finance, who siphoned company funds into personal luxuries. Olivia knew the rot went deep, but she needed to see just how far it spread before making her move. One evening, as the office emptied, Noah cornered her in the break room. His expensive cufflinks caught the light as he leaned closer. "Listen, Olivia," he began, his voice low. "I could make things a lot easier for you. Or I could make sure you're gone by tomorrow. Your choice." Olivia's heart pounded, but she refused to cower. "Thank you for your concern, Mr. White," she said, her tone neutral. "I'll keep that in mind." That night, She called her brother. "It's worse than I imagined," she admitted. "They're poisoning everything Double Holding stands for. But I'm not ready to expose them just yet. I need a little more time." Justin's voice was steady. "Take all the time you need. When you're ready, we'll clean house." The next morning, Olivia arrived at Double Holding with a renewed determination. She knew her time undercover was nearing its end, but she needed to deliver a final blow, one that would dismantle the toxic leadership Noah White and his allies had fostered. Her disguise, though unchanged, felt lighter. Today she wasn't just a cleaner. She was the architect of justice. As she pushed her cleaning cart into the executive hallway, she overheard Noah's booming voice coming from the conference room. "We need to cut costs," he declared. "Start with the lower-tier employees. They're replaceable." The arrogance in his tone made Olivia's blood boil. Miss Sienna's voice chimed in, dripping with disdain. "Exactly. We can't afford to waste resources on people who don't contribute to the bigger picture." Olivia's hands tightened around the cart's handle. She'd heard enough. Quietly, she pulled out her phone and began recording their conversation. She needed undeniable proof of their disregard for the hard-working employees who kept the company running. Later that day, Olivia found herself in the break room, where a young intern named Mia was on the verge of tears. "What's wrong?" Olivia asked gently. Mia wiped her eyes, embarrassed. "Mr. White humiliated me in front of the entire team," she said, her voice trembling. "I made one mistake on a report, and he called me incompetent." Olivia's heart ached for the young woman. She knew all too well how Noah's words could cut deep. "Don't let him define you," Olivia said softly. "You're capable of so much more than he sees." Mia nodded, though her tears continued to fall. Olivia placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "Just hold on a little longer. Things are about to change." That evening, Olivia met with Justin in their family townhouse. Together they reviewed the evidence she'd gathered over the past few months, audio recordings, emails, and testimonies from employees who had suffered under Noah's leadership. "This is more than enough," Justin said, his tone resolute. "Tomorrow, we make our move." The next day, Olivia walked into Double Holding, but this time she wasn't pushing a cleaning cart. She wore a crisp white blazer, tailored black pants, and heels that clicked with authority against the marble floors. Her hair was styled neatly, and her eyes burned with purpose. As she stepped into the boardroom, the executives froze. Noah's smirk faltered as he took in her transformation. "What are you doing here?" he demanded. Olivia met his gaze with unwavering confidence. "I'm here to reclaim what's mine." The room fell silent as Olivia walked to the head of the table, her presence commanding every eye in the room. Justin Cerrone, her brother, stood beside her, his expression unreadable but firm. Noah's arrogant smirk faded entirely, replaced by visible confusion and unease. "I think we need to clear up a misunderstanding," Olivia began, her voice steady yet sharp. "For those of you who don't know me, I'm Olivia Ferguson, the founder and rightful owner of Double Holding." Gasps rippled through the room. Noah's eyes widened in disbelief. "What? You're joking, right?" he stammered. Olivia didn't flinch. "Does it look like I'm joking?" she replied coldly. "For months, I've been working undercover in this company to see how it's truly being run. And what I've discovered is both appalling and unacceptable." She placed a stack of documents on the table, evidence of the mismanagement, corruption, and mistreatment that had poisoned the company. Justin picked up where she left off. "Effective immediately, Noah White. You are relieved of your duties. Legal action will follow for your unethical conduct." Noah's face turned ashen. "You can't do this," he sputtered. "I built this company." Olivia's eyes blazed. "You built nothing. You poisoned what I created with your arrogance and greed. Security will escort you out." The doors opened, and 2 security guards stepped in. Noah slumped in his chair, defeated. As he was led out, the remaining executives sat frozen, their fear palpable. Olivia turned to Miss Sienna and Mr. Donald. "Your time is up as well. You've contributed to the toxic culture here, and double holding has no place for people like you." One by one, the corrupt leadership was dismissed. When the dust settled, only a handful of individuals remained those who had acted with integrity and respect. Olivia addressed them with a calm yet resolute tone. Double holding was founded on principles of innovation, respect, and collaboration. Starting today, we rebuild those values, together. Over the next few months, Olivia worked tirelessly to transform double holding. Employees who once felt overlooked found their voices heard. New policies ensured transparency and fairness. Olivia's leadership inspired a renewed sense of purpose, and the company thrived. As for Noah White, his fall from grace served as a stark reminder. Arrogance and greed would always face justice. Olivia's journey proved that no matter how deeply a company's culture is tainted, it can be restored with determination and integrity. Months later, Olivia stood in the same boardroom, now filled with a new team of leaders who shared her vision. She gazed out at the city skyline, feeling a sense of fulfillment. Double holding was no longer just a company. It was a family, built on trust and respect. And so, double holding entered a new era, one built not on fear, but on respect and innovation. Olivia's name became synonymous with resilience and justice, inspiring countless others to challenge the status quo. Thank you for watching this story. If it moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring tales. Have a wonderful day.